New Testament textual variants that every Christian should know. The Quorum of the 72. Luke 10, 1 and 17. Welcome to New Testament textual variants that every Christian should know. This series exists because it is important for Christians to accurately understand their holy books. Last time, we used the elliptical ending of Mark's Gospel as an example of how the principle of causation can be used as a tool of textual criticism. Today, we will discuss what Luke 10, 1 and 17 tell us about the historicity of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Now, the LDS claim to have restored the one true church of the New Testament. In particular, their first president, Joseph Smith, said that their organization had to include quorums of 70 apostles. Quote, "And it is according to the vision showing the order of the 70, that they should have 7 presidents to preside over them, chosen out of the number of the 70. And the 7th president of these presidents is to preside over the 6. And these 7 presidents are to choose other 70 besides the first 70 to whom they belong, and are to preside over them. And also other 70, until 7 times 70, if the labor in the vineyard of necessity requires it. And these 70 are to be traveling ministers, unto the Gentiles first, and also unto the Jews." End of quote. Doctrines and Covenants, 107, 93 through 97. The LDS claim that these quorums of 70 are supported by the New Testament itself. They point to Luke 10, 1 and 17 as rendered in the KJV. Quote, "After these things the Lord appointed other 70 also, and sent them 2 and 2 before his face into every city and place, whither he himself would come. And later the 70 returned again with joy, saying, Lord, even the devils are subject unto us through thy name." End of quote. The problem with this claim that the New Testament supports the LDS organizational schema is that the ancient textual evidence suggests that the number 70 is wrong. Instead, the earliest and best manuscripts say that 72 apostles were sent out by Christ. As to the evidence that the original number in these verses was 72, rather than the majority reading of 70, we note the following items. Number 1, the 2 earliest manuscripts, P45, circa 200 AD, and P75, circa 175 AD, both read 72. Number 2, early Greek manuscripts from the 2 earliest text types support the reading of 72, including B, which is Alexandrian, and D, which is Western. Number 3, a range of early translations support the reading of 72, including the Old Latin, Vulgate, Syriac, Coptic, Armenian, and Georgian. Number 4, finally, the principle of causation implies that 72 is original insomuch as scribes would be more likely to round down to 70 or to harmonize to the more common biblical number of 70, whereas 72 is much rarer in the Bible. In particular, the number 70 is associated with the 70 elders of Moses, Numbers 11:16. The 70 sojourners of Jacob, Deuteronomy 10:22. The 70 sons of Gideon, Judges 8:30. The 70 sons of Ahab, 2 Kings 10:1, etc. By contrast, the number 72 is explicitly used only once in the remainder of the Bible, Numbers 31:38, and thus it is not as likely to be an object of harmonization. Had Joseph Smith been a true prophet, he would have known that the KJV's rendering of 70 was incorrect and would not have made 70 the indicative number for the LDS organizational schema. For their part, the LDS reject this revelation that 72 is actually the correct number. After all, if objective historical evidence contradicts the prophet, then the evidence has to be wrong. Put more simply, the LDS prophets are not subject to historical evidence.